look at the end of the day of the framing and the wrap. So what I didn't show you um, with Trex, the end of the Trex, and I'll show you when I do the decking. Um, but it's not finished on the end, so you have to make a border with the Trex. So that's the framing, so I can do a 45-degree turn and block everything. I didn't put the joist hangers on yet. Um, Stairs are in. Basically, that board's there just to get them all in alignment, and they're embedded in concrete. That's got to dry. Um, and PVC board on the outside, because down here they don't stock anything. You have to order it, so I wasn't wasting time to order it. And the white matches the white, and the gray, it'll be perfect match actually. And it'll be on the side of the stairs, and you'll see it when it's done. But I just figured I'd throw this in there as well. So that's what got done. And those blocks there are for, and I still have to do them here, but I can't do it till the concrete dries. That's for the rails. So one at the bottom and one at the top. It's only going to have rails on the stairs, not around the thing, because by code it's close enough to the ground, and I don't like to have to look through rails, and nobody's going to fall off there. So that's a quick look at that, and tomorrow should be have everything done tomorrow if it doesn't rain. Got here, I use my phone. It's easier than the GoPro. I could show you. Easier to offload too. So this is how the border will go. So you want to make sure it's square, but if you square the deck like I did, it's fine. So we're coming in 4 3/4. That gives enough overhang. And make your intersecting lines. 4 3/4 in, 4 3/4 in over there. Double check it for squareness, which I did, and it's good. And you need to pre-drill. Some people like to use these hidden clips on the side. I don't particularly like them. They get loose after a while. I don't mind the screws, but you really need to pre-drill it. So 1/8 inch drill bit and the regular bit for the screws. They're Torx. And what I do is I will, just so they're uniform, all the boards, the screws will be uniform, I'll mark it at 1 and at 4. I don't want to go farther out than that because it's got this PVC board out there. So you want to catch the framing, because the PVC board is not very structurally sound. So I'm just going to go down and mark these that way all the way down. Do the same in the front, and the same on that side. And then what I am going to do, I don't have my normal setup out here. Again, I don't feel like moving it out of the building because I have it set up in there. But I'm going to make a stop with a 2x6, which will attach to the saw down. And once I get the length of the decking boards, I will set it up with a stop so I can cut, there's 15 of them, I think, 14 or 15 of them that will go across the middle. So I won't have to measure them, and they'll be exactly the right size, the same size. I shouldn't say the right size. They'll all be the same size, and I don't have to worry, because that line there you will see along that edge, so you don't want it to be different, because you'll see it. So I'm going to do that now, and of course I didn't bring the GoPros out, so I'm going to do periodic updates with the phone. And I'll give you a little shot of the jig that I made. It takes like 4 seconds. Not very scientific, but works perfectly. Great on the trailer. 2x6. What I do is I keep it flush with the kerf hole in there, and it's screwed in from the back anyway, so it can't move. But it makes it easier, and plus I don't waste the 2x that way. And just a little support. That's the same distance of the saw table, and just screw a 2x4 to it, and that's it. So I just have to put them on, cut them, and they're all exactly the same size. Okay, here's another update. There's the side. Both sides are on. Of course, the front, because I didn't intend to do it with this skirt board, border board, whatever you want to call it. um, uh, the 12 footer comes to about there. So I need to get a 16 footer, and I'm not driving. I got to drive about 40 minutes to go to the lumberyard that has this. The local lumberyard in town, it's the same one, but this location doesn't carry Trex. So I have to drive to it 2 towns away, and it's about 40 minutes each way. So what I'm doing, and just so you know, all the boards, this is my fancy dancy board spacer, but you don't want to put these boards tight together, so I use this as a spacer. It's just a it's actually a wrench for a skill saw to change the blades. But what I've done, just to get the proper spacing, is the spacing is already here, right? So I've marked this board off the front, so this way as I go down I keep that tight, and as you can see, this board needs to move out a little bit, which I haven't done yet. I just decided to do this for you. And my square, what I do is it's 1 inch and 4.5, so basically I'm coming in an inch on each edge of the board. So that's what I'm doing. So once I get this first one on, that one is straight, then basically as the rest of them go, it's just that wrench spacer in between them all, so that'll go quicker. And what I usually do, I used to have David go back after me and put all the screws in, but I do like every other joist and get them in just to get the deck boards down. And then, like I said, David would go back behind me and finish pre-drilling and screwing all the rest of them. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'll just have to go back afterwards, but at least I can get the decking down, and then I'll just go back afterwards and put the other screws in. So that's another update. Here's a quick one. I've been fighting the rain, so I didn't get a lot of video of putting down the decking, but you can see how wet it is. Beads it up nice. So the front piece is on, and now what I'm going to do now is get that, that was just a brace to keep the proper spacing. Get that off, put a block there and a block there for, as I showed you previously, for the posts. So they'll have a place to bolt down into, and then we'll close these up and get these done. And I have a feeling I'm going to be short this piece, but as I told you, there's that little bit of a space right there up against the house that I've got to put a 2x6 in there and rip a piece to fit in there. So I'm going to get to it. Quick shot on the blocking. So we've got the block on each side for the post. I put a couple in the middle. Just that's where the main activity is, in the middle. If you start putting them all over the place, it kind of just weakens the stringer. And what you really want to do anyway is pre-drill in from the side when you do that. And as you can see, I took off the white skirt board because I'm going to cut it. The part that covers the stringer will go on first, and then those will run into the side of it. Same thing over there, that one little piece. So I just had it temporarily tacked in there. So so that's what I'm going to do now, is get those together. And of course, I didn't charge the GoPro, so I've got to do it with my phone. And there's the next bit. So you want to put both risers on the back, assuming you want to close them up. And then you start from the bottom. And you don't really have to do it with these, but if I was doing this with wood, the Trex in this plastic doesn't hold very well. What you want to do is when you put your first tread on here, either you can do them in one piece, but with Trex it'll be two. What you do is you come in here and you pre-drill from the back and you nail into the tread itself, so it stiffens up this place right there. But having a block in there kind of does the same thing, but just to give you an idea of what to do, even though I'm not going to do it on these. Like I said, the plastic doesn't really hold as well as if it was wood, but it's still okay. Another quick shot with the first tread on. Next one, that's it, 2. Then the side will be closed in, and I'll show you how to do that after. And then that piece will go last. And then I do have the last piece. So I'll do that last, but I want to get this part done. So get that one on, and I'll show you how to do the sides. Okay, now how I close in the sides. What I did is I made a template, one extra template, just didn't cut them all out. You can see I marked them, but basically all I needed was the top and the face and the bottom. And I know that won't be exactly right. Let's see, razors over there. They wouldn't be exactly right because, as you'll see here, get these down in the dirt. Because of this overhang, you can't just follow this part. So what I did, and I'll show you on the other side. It's easier for me to do it this way. It's backwards on this side because of the grain. You see there's grain on that side, not on this side. So you can see if you cut it exactly the way the stringer is cut, it's not going to work. This needs to come out. So I knew I'd waste this piece, but right there, see where I marked it. I can't hold it and mark it again. I mean, point to it, but you can see where I marked it. So that basically just means that this cut needs to come out to here, but it needs to stop at that point and also follow that angle, so that would be horizontally coming in here, which you'll see in a second. It might be easier if I just put up this one and show you, because I've already made it. Like that. So this is the horizontal part up there. This sticks past, it doesn't matter. It just gives it a cleaner look to leave it sticking past down there. So that'll get fastened in, and then because they're 12-inch stringers and 12-inch PVC board, because it's sticking up so proud of the treads, I just have to rip a piece and put a piece in over there. So there'll be a little bit of a seam right there, but you'll never notice it. And if you really didn't like it, you can rip a trim strip to go over top of it, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. Then that piece will go back in. Same thing on that side. So I'm going to get all that fastened, and I'll show you what it looks like after it's done. Okay, here we are, all done. That's kind of just a thought process. I had some of this and I wanted to just block up some of this mud, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. They're not really set well. But the parking area is probably going to be over there, so there'll be a walkway coming this way, I guess. So here's a look. There's the side of the stairs closed in. That's all set. The last piece is in. They're all down. See how nice that beads up. Hate to walk on it. The plastic is off the post columns. I left it on there so that they wouldn't get all covered in concrete. So, and I'm not even putting the railings on there. I don't like the way it looks. It's only 24 inches off the ground, so we are plenty close enough, and I don't think there'll be anybody here that can't walk up the stairs. So I'm going to return those. It's about $250 worth of stuff. So just another quick look at it. So I'm glad that's done. They're actually coming tomorrow to fix that door. If you remember, I said that door won't close. I got it jammed shut just enough so the wind doesn't blow it. But they finally called me, and they're coming. And also there's no hot water going to the bathroom down this end. They must have pinched off a pipe somewhere. So probably have to cut open underneath. Oh joy. But anyway, so they're coming tomorrow. So again, next thing I'm going to be working on is David's Memorial area. You could kind of see right there. I got all the materials there. I got the flags down just because we had a pretty good storm the other day. So, but well, I'll put a sneak peek of that coming up after this video. But there it is. Thanks for watching.